A shocking incident on the rugby league field has left fans and experts reeling. Imagine a star player battling through brutal head knocks, only to end up in emergency surgery with a brain bleed. But here's where it gets controversial. Was the game's concussion safety rules properly applied? Or did a series of oversights put this player's health at grave risk? Let's dive into the full story and explore the unfolding investigation that could shake up how we view player safety in the NRL. The NRL has initiated a thorough probe to check if the concussion protocols were adhered to in the events leading to Tonga star Eli Katoa sustaining a serious brain hemorrhage, which required urgent surgical intervention. Katoa is now in stable condition under hospital care following 3 alarming head impacts during Tonga's match against New Zealand over the weekend. The league's review aims to pinpoint if alternative actions could have kept Katoa off the pitch and spared him from further harm. It all started before the game even kicked off, with Katoa enduring a devastating collision with his teammate Lehigh Hopoate, resulting in a massive head injury. Despite this, he was cleared to participate in the Pacific Championships encounter against the Kiwis. For beginners wondering about concussion protocols, these are standardized guidelines designed to evaluate players after head knocks, involving assessments by medical staff to determine if it's safe to continue. Think of it as a health checkpoint to prevent long-term brain damage, much like how a doctor might monitor symptoms after a car accident. Midway through the first half, Katoa exited the field for a mandatory head injury assessment, HIA, a process that checks for signs of concussion through tests and observations. Surprisingly, he passed and rejoined the action. And this is the part most people miss. Passing an HIA doesn't always mean everything is fine. It's a snapshot, but repeated impacts can compound risks, potentially leading to hidden injuries that worsen over time, similar to how ignoring minor sprains can turn into major setbacks if not rested. However, the turning point came later when Katoa was tackled again, hitting the ground hard and prompting his permanent removal from the game. Disturbingly, he experienced seizures right there on the sidelines, leading to an immediate hospital rush and the revelation of a brain bleed that demanded surgery. This sequence raises tough questions. Should he have been pulled earlier? Was the initial pregame hit overlooked? The Rugby League Players Association's chief operating officer, Luke Ellis, has backed the investigation, emphasizing the NRL's responsibility for player welfare. The NRL is entrusted with creating a secure playing environment, Ellis remarked. We'll conduct our own reviews alongside theirs to get to the bottom of what transpired. Tonga coach Christian Wolf defended the decisions post-match, insisting protocols were strictly followed. We had 2 seasoned doctors on hand, he explained. They conducted the standard HIA and he met all the criteria comfortably. It's not my role to second-guess medical professionals. They were confident in letting him return. But not everyone agrees, and here's where the debate heats up. Prominent commentator Andrew Voss called the situation indefensible on SEN Radio, arguing that Melbourne Storm, Katoa's club, would rightfully demand a detailed account of how he was permitted to stay in the game multiple times. This is heart-wrenching and incomprehensible, Voss stated. From my layman's perspective as someone without medical training, that pre-game collision screamed Category 1, the most severe level. Melbourne would never allow a player back on after something like that. Voss's critique highlights a potential counterpoint. Perhaps the protocols are too lenient or inconsistently applied, prioritizing game flow over caution. Could this incident expose flaws in how HIAs are conducted under pressure? Or is it a rare oversight in an otherwise solid system? These are the kinds of questions sparking heated discussions among fans, coaches, and health experts. Some argue for stricter rules, like mandatory sideline monitoring or advanced imaging, while others defend the current setup as evidence-based and effective in most cases. As the NRL digs deeper, one thing is clear. Katoa's ordeal underscores the high stakes of contact sports. For instance, similar cases in football or rugby union have led to rule changes, like enhanced concussion protocols in the NFL after players faced severe brain injuries. If the investigation reveals lapses, it might pave the way for reforms that protect athletes better, perhaps mandating more frequent assessments or second opinions. What do you think? Was the concussion protocol mishandled here, or is this a tragic fluke in an otherwise safe game? Do you side with the coach's trust in the doctors, or does Voss's outrage resonate with you? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss whether stricter measures are needed to prevent future tragedies.